The atmosphere at the military airbase that morning was far from ordinary. Rows of A-10 Thunderbolt I aircraft, better known as the Warthog, stood lined up with their iconic nose guns pointed forward. Technicians moved swiftly across the tarmac, inspecting critical parts of each aircraft from the engines and wings to the automated weapon systems. The sound of whistles from ground marshallers mixed with the rumble of support vehicles, creating a sense of urgency that everyone could feel. Amid the bustle, pilots in full flight suits, helmets, and comms gear marched toward their aircraft. Their movements were quick but focused, fully aware that every second counted in high-stakes missions like this one. A-10 Warthog pilots are no ordinary aviators. They are the frontline specialists of close air support, trained to fly low in hostile terrain. Many are veterans who've flown missions across Iraq, Syria, and Afghanistan. As they climbed into their cockpits, their faces showed no fear, only the calm of those who had faced danger countless times. Inside the tight cockpit, they ran through their pre-flight checklists, confirming avionics, navigation systems, and weapons status. Radio chatter buzzed in their headsets, providing mission updates and command confirmations. Despite the emergency conditions, there was no panic, only a steady confidence forged through years of training and combat experience. The A-10 Thunderbolt II was specifically built to support ground forces and withstand enemy fire with exceptional durability. Its bulky frame is not a flaw, but an advantage, capable of carrying massive payloads including rockets, smart bombs, and its signature DAU-8 Avenger 30mm cannon, which can fire thousands of rounds per minute. Its straight-wing design and low-speed maneuverability allow it to hover close to the battlefield, striking targets with deadly precision. On the ground, crews carefully loaded munitions into weapon pods and ensured the aircraft's cooling systems, targeting pods, and radar arrays were functioning at full capacity. Each aircraft was outfitted for a specific mission scenario, meticulously planned by Central Command. Once all systems were ready, the control tower gave the green light. The roar of turbofan engines echoed across the base as each A-10 thundered down the runway, lifting its heavy frame into the sky with full thrust. Dust clouds billowed in their wake, marking the urgency of this sudden departure. Behind the reflective visors of their helmets, the pilots stared straight ahead, focused not just on flight paths, but on the threats awaiting them at the front. This was no routine patrol. Intelligence reports had indicated the movement of armed militias across desert terrain, and the A-10s were being sent to deliver immediate aerial pressure. With tensions rising once again in the Middle East, the United States was sending a clear message. They were ready to act, swiftly and decisively.
From the Bulldog's entrance.
The A-10 Warthog is far from an ordinary aircraft. It's a symbol of American air dominance in close air support operations. Built to withstand damage and survive the harshest battlefields, the A-10 can take hits from small arms fire, anti-aircraft artillery, and even surface-to-air missiles while continuing to fly. Its most fearsome asset lies in the GAU-8 a Avenger 30mm Gatling gun mounted in its nose, capable of firing nearly 3,900 rounds per minute, powerful enough to rip through heavily armored tanks in seconds. In addition, the A-10's ability to fly low and slow provides unmatched precision during ground strikes, making it an ideal protector for troops engaged in combat below. Each A-10 pilot undergoes intense, specialized training, mastering low-altitude attack runs and navigating dangerous terrain under fire. Every mission they fly is more than just a sortie. It's a critical lifeline to the soldiers, depending on them for survival. That morning, however, was unlike any other. A high-level alert came from Central Command. Emergency launch orders had been issued. Tensions in the Middle East had escalated rapidly, and military intelligence pointed to suspicious enemy movements near key strategic zones. Within moments, the entire A-10 squadron was activated. Pilots were summoned for an urgent briefing inside the tactical room where digital maps, enemy positions, and flight plans were delivered swiftly by mission commanders. The directive was clear: conduct reconnaissance and provide close air support over an emerging conflict zone. As ground crews armed the aircraft with missiles, smart bombs, and navigation equipment, the pilots mentally prepared for a mission that could escalate into a full-blown engagement. Once briefed, they suited up, strapped into the tight cockpit, powered up their systems, and awaited final clearance. This was no training drill, this was real combat readiness. Each of them knew what was at stake. As the sun began to rise over the desert horizon and dry winds swept across the base, tension reached its peak. One by one, the A-10 Warthogs taxied to the runway, forming into a launch pattern with military precision. The roar of their twin turbofan engines filled the air, echoing off hangars and control towers. With maximum throttle, each jet surged forward and lifted off into the sky, heading eastward toward the volatile Middle East. On the ground, crew members and officers watched solemnly as the jets disappeared into the distance, knowing full well the dangers the pilots were flying into. In the air, the pilots quickly aligned to mission coordinates, maintained tight communication, and prepared for anything that might unfold below, be it enemy fire, anti-aircraft threats, or shifting combat situations. Inside the cockpit, surrounded by blinking panels and targeting screens, each heartbeat was synchronized with the purpose of the mission. These pilots weren't just flying machines, they were the living edge of US air power, carrying responsibility, courage, and the will to defend.
Then it's not